Before we're done, I just wanted to circle back and take another look at what we've been using for science this year. Welcome back to Making Everyday Magic. My name is Shanna, and if you are new here, we're a homeschooling family of 4. We're in our 8th year of homeschooling. This year, we had a 7th grader and a 3rd grader, and we have been using the free middle school chemistry curriculum from the American Chemical Society. And I wanted to give you one more look at this, kind of in hindsight as we are nearing the end of usage, and let you know what I really think about it. Guys, before we go any further, please scroll down, hit the big red subscribe button, turn on the bell for notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. As always, you can find me right on down in the comments or over on Instagram at MakingEverydayMagic. Okay, so I thought that before we had moved on from the 2024-2025 school year, it would be, or could be, very helpful to give you another look inside the completely free and easily accessible chemistry curriculum from the American Chemical Society. Just really quickly, like I said, this is a free chemistry curriculum from the American Chemical Society. I will have it linked down below, but you can just literally log on to the website. You just visit the website, you can get lesson plans, you can get further discussions, you can get in-depth videos, you can get tests, you can get all kinds of things provided to you completely free. It is broken up into 6 units, and there are, I'm trying to remember, I don't remember how many lessons there are, so I'll be sure to put it right here. But it is an incredibly thorough, well thought out, very, very well done curriculum as far as I am concerned. This is probably the most comprehensive and robust science curriculum that we have ever used in our homeschool. I love that it is, 1, so easily accessible, 2, it is completely free, but also incredibly high value curriculum piece. So I was able to, I actually have a list for you over on my Amazon storefront of if you wanted to purchase every single thing that is required for this curriculum, you can log on and you can easily just add it all to cart. It's all in one list, but there's a lot of stuff in there you don't need, like coffee cups, salt, things like that. And something that we have done in our use of this is not even necessarily getting everything to do every experiment. And I'll circle back to that in just a minute. Okay, so the ACS Middle School Chemistry curriculum, like I said, was created by the American Chemical Society. So it is not even put out by a curriculum company, but instead by a brotherhood, brother-sister personhood of chemists, which I think is really, really cool. It is, again, like I said, very well thought out. They do practice the 5 E's. So if you are someone who is wondering how this would apply to your state standards or any requirements that you have, you can totally deep dive that right through the curriculum site. It is designed for public schoolers. So this is a resource for public school science teachers. However, it is incredibly easy to adapt small scale. So we have been using it with both our 3rd grader and our 7th grader. And I'll let you know a little bit more about how we're using that here in just a minute. Like I said, it is designed for middle school students, but I have found it to be very easily adaptable. There are several ways that you can actually use the program. It is completely free. There's online access to lessons plans, experiments, and student activities. There are printables, there are guided notes, there are like I said, videos of every experiment that they're asking you to do. There are lesson plans, there are further instructions, there's a video for teachers specifically at the start of every lesson, and it has been incredibly easy to adapt to having just 2 learners using it in my home, but also to adapt down to my 3rd grader and to make sure that my 7th grader is definitely getting a course that is robust enough. I chose this curriculum, 1, because it is incredibly easily accessible. I came across it last year when I was doing my series on free like high quality free curriculum resources. I got inspired then. I knew that because of the source, it was going to be a secular science, which, as you guys know, as homeschoolers can be increasingly hard to find. And I also knew, you can tell right away, that it is enough for a full year. It had all of the experiments lined out, all of the requirements needed. It has the tests made for you, which I do have a little bonus for you. And maybe I just couldn't find them, but I could not find the tests blanks. So I was easily able to find, it's linked right on the page, the tests that have all of the answers filled in. So I went through and altered those PDFs with the answers to blanks. So I will try to find a way to link that so that you can just download those down below. So I will be sure to find a way to link those down below for you. Now, let's talk about what is actually included. First of all, it's free, so anything is gravy and a bonus. The lesson structure is that it does cover 6 main units covering matter, atoms, density, changes of state, etc., chemical reactions. There are hands-on experiments with almost exclusively common household items, printable worksheets, student readings, which what we will do is I'll get back to how we're going to use it in just a minute. I keep jumping ahead. And then there's teacher guides with clear explanations and videos demonstrations. So how we are using it, we've done 2 lessons a week when we're not on break. And what we will do is you can go in and you can assign the online assignments. And so I shoot them over to my Gmail account, and we go from there, and you click on it. And it's all in line. It's very, very easy to use. So what we'll do is we will watch the demonstrations in line and then also answer the questions in line. There are really fun graphics, like if you're trying to explain how these atoms go through a chemical change and produce these atoms, it will show you them kind of like linking up and splitting apart. And then you can change the speed on different molecule demonstrations to understand how an increase in temperature really impacts the rate at which those molecules are exchanged. It's so good. It's so thorough. They have printables for the periodic table. It is a very, very good, meaty curriculum, especially for being free, which is what we love. So the way that we're using it is we're doing the lessons together. Now, originally, I think for the first 3 units, at the beginning of the unit, I would just go ahead and purchase everything that we needed for that unit, unless it was something we had already purchased. And so now, as we have gotten into the kind of like more advanced end of the course curriculum, what I have done is if it's something that we can easily get or easily have on hand, then we'll do those experiments. But if it's not, if it's like a specific kind of chemical that I'm going to use one time or something like that, then I'm just skipping that and letting them watch the video demonstrations instead of also completing those experiments. And that I have found is what is working really well for us. I've also gone through and allowed the girls to use the printable notes that are kind of like the condensed version of the, complete unit. So for the tests, I am allowing them to reference those notes. So like finding the answer and things like that. They also have their own chemistry notebooks, their key concept notebooks, which at the end of every lesson, it says these are, kind of the 3 bullet points. Have you copied them in your notebook? How do you feel about your mastery of the information in this lesson? So I really like that. Now I am allowing them to use those open notes on their tests. Now, what I'm doing for the test, because again, I don't have the same expectation for my 3rd grader that I have for my 7th grader. So my 3rd grader, I will usually give her the first kind of 2 sections of the test, because every test has multiple sections. It is multiple choice, fill in the blank, and then short answer. Again, they're very, very robust. So what I will have is my 3rd grader will do the multiple choice questions as well as the fill in the blank. And then my 7th grader will also do the short answer questions. And I feel like that is good as far as meeting them where they are. So that is how we are using this free, amazing chemistry middle school chemistry curriculum from the American Chemical Society. Things that I do like about it: one, it is free; two, it is very easily accessible. Like, you could just get to it anywhere. There are multiple ways that you can use it. So you can watch the demonstrations or do the hands-on experiments. You can print all of the sheets or just fill it in with the Google Forms online. So I like that it is so adaptable to kind of whatever is suiting us at that time. It's been very easy to keep up with, so I really like that. I feel like, again, it is one of the meatier sciences. I think science is really hard as homeschoolers, really hard as secular homeschoolers, to get like good kind of labs and experiments and good hands-on things, and getting that same level of really scientific, you know, box checking that you would hope you would get as far as your learners go, and especially at home and not in a bigger kind of group setting. So I love that. It does take a little bit of forethought, a little bit of prep as far as sourcing materials, printing out the tests, things like that, or even just sending yourself those Google Forms so that you can fill them in together. And this is something your kids could do on their own if you chose to do it that way. Again, we're doing it as a group, and so that's good for me. I have found it to be quite easy to adapt to that later elementary. And honestly, I feel like it could be good enough for like an early high school if you wanted to go higher. But I have found it very adaptable to the grade levels that I am using it for. So the people that I think would benefit the most from this are people like me who want a good, solid, trusted secular science source. If you are specifically in the market for middle school chemistry, again, I think this would be amazing for you. And if you just want to do something that is really fleshed out, really rounded out, and maybe you just want to dip your toe in the water as far as having some of this done. A lot of people are really good at sourcing together and building out their own things and piecing things together, and I just genuinely almost never enjoy that approach. So I like this. I like that it's from genuine, bona fide, paid in the industry chemistry professionals, as opposed to just some person who is, you know, writing a curriculum who maybe doesn't have that extensive background in this kind of thing. So I like that it is coming straight from the source. Those are things that I like. It's easy. It's been easy to do as a group. It's been easy to do at home. As a parent who is not an educator, I feel like I have a very solid like grasp on how it's going and how it is kind of blossomed in a lot of ways in our homeschool. I like that they do have so much information about how it does align to state standards and the different things, because it talks about the NGSS standards. I mean, it really does give you enough information to feel really, really solid with what you are providing to your children as far as middle school chemistry instruction. So guys, I hope that you have found any of this helpful, entertaining, or informative. Like I said, I'm going to try to give you a little look probably while I was talking. Hopefully I shrunk myself over and gave you a look inside their website. And I will try to get those blank tests linked down below, and then you would just use those in conjunction with the test answers that are on their site. Again, it's probably there somewhere. I just couldn't find it. That's a me issue. So yeah, guys, I hope that you found it helpful, entertaining, or informative. If you did, please scroll down, hit the big red subscribe button, turn on the bell for notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. As always, you can find me right on down in the comments or over on Instagram at MakingEverydayMagic. I have had a couple of people reach out that there is something similar for physics. However, it is not, it is a few kind of much fewer lessons, and they aren't as cohesive as being a full and complete curriculum as this is. So again, free is awesome. Free and well done and easy to use. Those are the best. Guys, best of luck. Bye.